So I went to do some readings, and these two cards flew out, and I felt I knew exactly what they meant. Today is March 18th. We're well into this coronavirus drama and all sort of trying to adapt, and that's what I see in this card. Oh, and also I want to say that this is the deck I'm using, Dreaming Way Tarot by Choi. It's beautiful. So I immediately saw this and I thought, well, this is all of us. I was speaking to family and we're all just sort of hanging around home now. Nobody can really leave. Jobs are shut down. And so that explained that, and then covered by the Eight of Swords, which is restriction. We're restricted. My sister was just saying she has this terrible anxiety of being alone. I'm an introvert. I could go ahead and quarantine me as long as you want. But some people feel very restricted when they can't go do the things they want to do. Go to the gym, go to restaurants, see friends, travel. So that's sort of where we are. And so I just realized, okay, so this is going to be a read on the coronavirus situation, and maybe we could understand a deeper meaning of this. Why is this happening? A spiritual meaning. So I went ahead and did the rest of the reading. At the top, this made a lot of sense to me, Queen of Pentacles. This is, I think, on the surface of everyone's concerns right now, which is what about money? First of all, if you have any savings in the stock market, that's an anxiety about the future. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who takes care of the family financially and, in other earthy ways. Other people are losing their jobs. You're work in the travel industry or the service industry, and you suddenly just don't have your coins coming in, and it's very concerning. So this is on the surface of everyone's minds. Of course, we're all worried about getting sick and other people getting sick, but this is a big part of it that I think is happening right now. The stock market, jobs. How are we going to handle this? What I saw underneath, which I think is encouraging, is I see people are fighting for us. People are working and fighting for us. These are almost like heroes. This is a card of like the sort of celebrating of some heroes or a hero. I see it as more than one. They're fighting to get us what we need. And like maybe eventually that will be on the surface and we will be celebrating them, I hope. But they're beneath the surface, behind the scenes fighting. They are. And I also, by the way, I see, Queen of Pentacles could literally be, I know I just read, and I don't know all the details, so don't quote me on this, but Maxine Waters just came up with a bill to relieve everybody, working people who are at home and need help for a month. And I think Nancy also had come up with a bill. So, maybe that's some of the people in our Congress working toward that. The Wheel of Fortune here in this position tells me that this was, well, first of all, you could look at the symbol of the wheel. This is sort of a thing that's spreading around the world, and everybody sort of gets their turn. And, I think it's South Korea is now getting better, China, and we're getting worse. It's like, our turn now, and every family, every neighborhood. It's just that I see this Wheel of Fortune is more destined. This was sort of meant to happen. Oh, and I see these wings on this woman here, telling me it's sort of a higher spirit or a higher purpose that this is happening. If that makes anyone feel better, and I do think I see why toward the end. This ties into that as well. This is spiritual. This is hidden wisdom, sort of, and sort of mystery, but spiritual mystery. And the fact that it's upside down tells me that we don't really know while it's happening that we are becoming more spiritually wise or growing spiritually. And also, of course, the world is upside down, isn't it? But this tells me that it is tied in to a spiritual purpose. Maybe somehow when things are upside down, we can become better people, find our power, find our love for one another, or our purpose. you know, maybe things get real when things get dire like this. This, I think, is the new sort of rule that we all have to stay inside. Restaurants are closing. Workplaces are closing. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. I don't even think we can wrap our head around it, but that's where I see this now. Of course, the Two of Wands here I see as we're all sort of looking out into the world. She almost looks like she's got a crystal ball. I see that as us all looking at our, Twitter or our internet or our news, and looking out to see, like, how is everybody doing? How's that country doing? How's that person doing? And also maybe looking to our government, or looking who's going to help me with my bills this month. So that, which ties into a lot of this other stuff that I see. And then the Fool in this position of hopes and fears, I see, of course, this I see as America right now. I think that we have not handled this well, and our fear is that we are just about to fall off a cliff. We don't know, is there going to be a soft hill for us to fall on, or, are we going to hit the rocks? And of course, I also do see the Fool at the front of our government, the high position, the Donald Trump, the president, is looking very, 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 very foolish, and that's frightening to people. I think they're getting him to start to act a little more serious, and that's a relief to people. So that makes perfect sense right there. It doesn't need a lot of explanation. And then, of course, this looks pretty dire as the outcome, but maybe there is some wisdom to when death is a part of life, and it's very sad, and it maybe makes us grow up pretty fast or pay attention pretty fast. And I do feel that when I hold this card, I feel the sadness of the deaths, and it makes me very sorry. I also, though, feel that the other meaning is that this time is going to end. This virus is going to also die. It is going to end. We already have lost people, and that will make us get very more serious about life and caring for one another, and all these things that people are going to start fighting for, and what's really important in taking care of our families, and maybe being more spiritual, and looking to one another. And then at the bottom of the deck is, I think I see really what it's all about in this Six of Cups. This is such a beautiful card of, first of all, reunion. Maybe we're touching base with family and friends and expressing our feelings for them. And I think also ultimately we will get back. If you think we're in a foolish, frightening period, we will get back to a time when we take care of each other. We're not going to take away people's health care or Medicare. These flowers I see is just like, no, we're going to give and take care of one another. And I believe that is the better way for our government to be run. And I just see this as a very sweet card. I really think, after all is said and done, this is going to make us a better country and a better world, and better people. So I hope that helps, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.